Hello students, welcome to YouTube channel Vidya for Success.
Dear students, let us start with a new chapter, time series. What do you mean by time series? Why we need to study this particular chapter? That is the first question we need to ask ourselves. We are in the field of business and economics. So, the first and foremost thing for any business person is to foresee what is going to happen in the near future. So, what will be the trend? Is it going to have any impact on the previous data? So is it going to have any changes in the business scenario? So you need to look into all these aspects before investing or coming up with new technology in the business field. So that's why this particular chapter time series is very important. So in here in time series we will be analyzing the series of data over a period of time. So, in case if I want to say what is going to happen after 6 months, or let us say after 5 years or 2 years down the line, I need to have certain data in the past. If I am having certain past data, series of data which have happened already, then I can say what is going to happen in the near future, or else it will be completely impossible. So that's what here if you want to say what is going to happen in the future, the first and foremost thing is you need to collect information from the past. You need to observe those data, first of all collect them and record them. Later you can work on those collected data and you can say what is going to happen in the following days or months or years. So that is the most advantage of time series. You can predict, you can say what's going to happen in the near future. Okay, so that's why we are going to study time series. So what can be the what to say layman definition of time series? Time series is nothing but arranging of statistical data in chronological order. What do you mean by chronological? As I said earlier, if I want to say what's going to happen after 6 months or 1 year, I need to have previous data, past data. So I'll be collecting these past data. How I'm going to collect these past data? They'll be collected according to time periods, chronologically. These data will be arranged chronologically according to time period. Let us say if someone asks me what will be the price of petrol after 6 months, or else what will be the price of gold after 1 year, then what I'll be doing, I'll be studying the past data of gold or else of petrol. I'll be studying what was the price in the year 2015, what is the price in the year 2016, 17, like that. So I'll be studying the data. How I'll be studying, I'll be always arranging the data. How these data will be arranged in a chronological order according to time. Okay, so if the data are put in arranged in terms of time, then this particular arranged data is known as time series. So this was the layman understanding of time series. But some what to say researchers or known persons in the field of statistics, they have come up with a beautiful definition. So let us go to the first definition here. A time series is a set of statistical observations arranged in chronological order. Okay, this is the definition put forward by Maurice Hamburg. So what he says that time series is set of statistical observations. As I said, we will be observing certain data, past data, and these data, how they will be arranged, they will be arranged in chronological order. Okay, so this is the first definition we need to study. A time series is a set of statistical observation arranged in chronological order. Now let us take up the second definition. So what is the second definition? A time series consists of data arranged chronologically. The same thing here also. So time series, it will be consisting what? Data. How the data will be arranged? They will be arranged chronologically according to time period. So this is the definition put forward by Croxton and Cowden. Now let us study the requirements of a time series. If we are considering certain data of previous dates and we are putting them in terms of time series, what are the requirements, what are requisites that we need to consider? The first one is, as far as possible, the time gap between various values must be equal. Okay, so let us say that I want to consider a time series for gold price. Okay, for that I am considering gold prices of different periods. Let us say I am considering from 1950, followed by 1960, next 1970, 1980, next 1990, then to 2000. So I'll be considering values at particular time. So in between, what is the time gap? That should be equal. If you consider time gap at irregular intervals, then it will not give you an exact picture. You cannot predict what is going to happen in future. That will be impossible. So these time gap must always be equal. That's the first requirement. Next, second requirement is it must consist of homogeneous set of values. So if you are constructing a time series, then the values within the time series must be homogeneous in nature. What does it mean? Let us say if I am considering production of sugar cane. Okay, what will be the production of sugar cane in what, let us say 2030 or 2040? For that, already I have collected previous year's sugar cane prices. Okay, quantity, production quantity. Let us say from 1950 onwards, 1950, 1960, 1970, and it goes on up till 2020. Okay, so while collecting the data, the sugar cane production should be in terms of either quintal. Let us say I have considered the parameter quintal. But somewhere if I go with some other parameter, let us say kg or milligram, that's not a good thing. So while collecting the values, you need to set a particular parameter. It should be homogeneous throughout all the time periods. That's the second thing. Next one is data must be available for longer period of time. So if you are collecting data, data must be collected for a very long period of time. Why? Or else you will not be getting at a accurate prediction. Okay, if you are collecting data only for a few years, let us say I'll be collecting the data of what is the changes in price of rice price. So I will be collecting only previous month price. Then I cannot say what is going to happen next month. If I'm having 1 month or if I'm having one complete 1 year price of rice or else a 2 year price of rice, then I can say what is going to happen very next month. Okay, so if you are having the availability of values of for a long period of time, then you can say so what is going to happen in the near future. So that's why the requirement of time series are three. First of all, you need to have a proper equal time gaps. The next one is you need to have homogeneous set of values. The third one is data must be collected for longer period of time. The next very important note here you need to go through here is a graphical representation of time series data is called histogram. Okay, so if the time series are represented in terms of graph, okay, if they are the time series, if the collected data represent in terms of graph, then this graphical representation is called by the name histogram. Okay, this can be asked for 1 mark. Uses of time series. So time series will be having beautiful uses in the field of commerce as well as economics. So the first use is it helps in planning and forecasting the business activities. Okay, so let us say you are coming with a new business model you want to start, so you can forecast whether this is the right time to start with a new business activity or what changes that can be expected in near future in this particular business activity. Planning can be easily done. So if you are having a list of values collected at proper time periods, that is nothing but time series, then planning and forecasting the business activity will be very helpful, very easy. The second one is it helps in understanding the past behavior and it will help in estimating the future behavior. Okay, in case usually they'll be telling you that in case if we know our history, then we can be well prepared, we can do better things in the future. The same thing here also, if we understand the past behavior, how the data are moving, how they are working out, then we can estimate, we can predict what is going to be happening in the near future. Especially it happens in the share business, share market. So how the market used to work in certain financial crunches or some turmoils or some flood or all these things, how the market actually behaved. So if you are having the idea regarding these things, then you can estimate or else you can look into what's going to happen if these type of scenarios again creep up. Next, the third one is comparison between data of one period with another period is possible. So if If you want to compare data from one period to another period, then the best way to do this is with the help of time series. Okay, next one is we can calculate the progress in the field of economy. So economic activity will include lot of things: production, manufacturing, then services, all the other things. So if you want to study a particular activity, what is the progress that has been achieved, so then that can be easily done with the help of time series.